Use the code CHICKEN in the shop.
Hey guys, the Chicken is here. We are back today with another Boom Beach video. In today's video, guys, we made it up to rank 24, but I don't think that we are quite finished yet. I still want to get that DVD because I know that that's holding us back, and I feel like we can get a really good finish in this season. So, over on the live stream on Chicken Gaming, I was saying that I was done. I don't think so. I think I'm going to go back in, get the DVD, push to 2450 at least. That's usually a good sign to hang it up, and maybe go for 25 if it's in the cards. We'll see what happens, but yeah. So guys, appreciate it if you do subscribe to the channel. We got season 50 coming up just around the corner, and we got a few days of season 49 left. The most important days of the season going into that last weekend. So if you want to stay up to date on everything, we're still going to be breaking down the metas and all that good stuff. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. And a big shout out to those of you that have still been using that code CHICKEN in the shop. It does help to support and keep all the glowing lights on behind me. So thank you guys that do that. So here's where we're at. Let's go over the tech first real quick. Then we'll go over the base, then the attack, and then we'll do a live one. So here's what we're looking at in terms of tech. I've basically got everything at this point, except at the very end, we're missing this guy. We're 7 keys shy, and that's a big difference. When I was going against the guys that had DVD, it's just tougher. It's just tougher. The rockets hit harder, everything hits harder, and it slows the attack down a little bit. There's really no way around that. Now for the attack, the good thing is it's pretty straightforward. But some other some other nodes that we might consider picking up. This node right here is fairly cheap. It's 18 keys, and you get a handful extra mines. I don't think that's the biggest one to go for. Essentially what we want to do is we want to get DVD, then get the gunboat energy. Not this one. There's an earlier one that I'd never picked up. This one, the 22. And I think apparently medkits are pretty good too. So I mean, I would go in that order if you're going to backfill. DVD, DVD first, then gunboat energy backfill, then medkits, then get your multi-node defenses. Depending on what kind of base you're running. If you're running more of like a fizzle base, then maybe grab this one first, because that's 3 extra buildings. That's a big difference. So that's what we're looking at in terms of tech. Now here's the base I'm running. This one's pretty standard. It's not too amazing or anything. I felt like I wasn't really winning because of the base. We were up and down kind of an all around here at the very end, but it's definitely one of the layouts that seemed to be somewhat successful. So I would recommend that you guys try it. Yeah. So I don't know. I wouldn't say to copy it. I mean, it's okay. And let's just go over the hit. This summarizes all the attacks pretty well perfectly. So we've got... Let's break it down. So we got 3 heavy choppers and 5 boats of bombardiers. Now, the most important thing about this attack is the drop. Everything can go wrong in the drop if you're not paying attention. You'll see I spend most of the GBE right away out of the gate. So as soon as the heavy choppers drop, we're shocking stuff. So we want to prioritize doom cannons, critter launchers, and rocket launchers that can target your bombardiers. Everything else, even if it's a mortar that hits them, which I think this one does, you'll see that they can sustain that. So it's not the end of the world. Obviously miss it if you can. So we talked about this yesterday. Dealing with the grappler is the most efficient way to do it is to just simply put smoke down on them. If you guys have a lot of tokens left over at the end of the season, which typically you do, a great way to deal with that grappler is just simply by putting smoke on it, because the idea of the grappler, okay, on all of these bases is if we look at the critter launchers, they're all in range of the grappler, right? The idea is just to simply the critter launchers get activated by whatever troops the grappler pulls in, and then they keep shooting out critter launcher critters. Because even when these troops die, like typically like right away, because they're in a bunch of defenses, all of those critters start going out towards the troops and messing up your attack. So you've got to stop the critter launchers and also keep your troops alive at the same time. So there's so much benefit for such a little amount of GBE to put smoke down on the grappler. It prevents critter launchers from farming up those critters, as you can see happens right there. And they no longer trigger their own mines, so they just come until you shoot them. So just stay on top of that. That's a big thing. So aside from that, Once we've cleared the front, kind of like when we're at this point, is when Kavan comes into play. This is when we want to drop Kavan and start spamming our second winds, building up those troops to get through the rest of the attack, bring back any bombardiers that died to mortars or whatever on the landing. But yeah, the biggest thing on the landing is just make sure the heavy choppers stay alive. Then we're throwing down Kavan and we're starting to use second winds to get all of our troops back. And then from there, it's just about managing everything. It's just about the biggest thing I do is I use artilleries typically for mines, unless there's a critter launcher that's like way off on its own. Sometimes I'll art it out. Typically, I'm not arting out the Sky Shield. It just takes too much GBE. That we can look at doing attacks like that once we get more gunboat energy, but we just don't have it right now. So typically, I'll use artillery on just clearing mines. We'll use critters on clearing mines, shocking second winds, things like that. Typically, what happens the way that I drop is that we get some straggler bombardiers here, and this boom cannon becomes a problem. So we usually have to shock it. It's just easier to deal with it. Typically, we've got a lot of GBE left over at the end of the hit, so it's not a big deal. And then since we're not taking out the Sky Shield, we've got extra GBE left to deal with that. And then from there, we're just basically free clearing. What tends to happen when you get down to these two engine rooms is they don't take out the Sky Shield. They just end up taking out both engines first. So there's really nothing you can do. I throw some critters out there just to distract the shock launcher, but it does make a huge difference. So let's dive back in. We are on a bit of a win streak here and see if we can win one live for you guys. But it's been very grindy. It's been a very grindy season. Yeah, not really much else to say on that, but it's been just up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down. But I am happy that we've been able to kind of pull ourselves back into this one, even after not disastrous start, but a pretty slow start. And very late to diamond too, so not really any tech pushes or push points that I found anyways. Hopefully over the last, hopefully once we get the DVD, then we can, really start to get moving. But yeah. Yep. I'm confident in the attack. We've been able to do that fairly consistent. So this is a new one. I've not seen this base yet. This looks almost like a 6-ER base. Okay, what do we think of this one, guys? I almost like the drop from the bottom better on that. It's the first base I've seen like this. I think what we want to do is we want to kind of spread it out. So we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then we can kind of hit it from all angles, kind of. We can still smoke the grappler. This looks like an anti-seeker base, maybe? I don't really know. Let's shock this boom cannon over here. Come on out on this side. And I don't know if we need to smoke the grappler just yet or not. Let's try to hit those critter launchers. Okay, now we can smoke it. We can shock over here. Let's use Kavan. I mean, to me, this definitely looks like an anti-seeker kind of layout. But, let's see if we can get through these freaking critter launchers. Okay, we're just gonna gem up troops again. Let's go like that. I don't know what is gonna happen here, guys. I have no idea on this base. This is a weird one. It looks like we're gonna fizzle. I'm so confused. Man, nothing like hitting a brand new base on an important attack in the video. Yeah, just the critter launcher is just completely wrecked us. So this might be a good base to try, I guess. If you're looking for one, this is clearly very good. I mean, at this point, it doesn't even matter. We might as well just go around to the back and try to get one more engine. Wow. Was not expecting that, guys. Holy jeez. Alright. So I was thinking about parking, but I guess we're not now. We're definitely going back in. That was a very strange attack. That was a very strange base. Maybe we should have gone from the backside? We wouldn't have had to deal with the critter launchers, maybe? I have no idea, man. No idea. But anyways, like I said, we're probably going back in. Well, we're definitely going back in for the DBD now, so... No, are we really going to fizzle and not get this last engine? It doesn't matter. Anyways, doesn't matter. Man, what a terrible way to end that video. Everything went really well before that, but well, either way, I hope you guys enjoyed. As always, thank you so much for watching. That is going to wrap it up for the video today. We will be back tomorrow with more. We're not hanging it up right here, I guess. So thank you guys for watching. Appreciate you, and we will catch you in the next one. Chicken is out of here. Back.